This is Ian Priddey from the Retro Computer Shack. In this video I'll show you how to connect an Amstrad 6128 Plus computer or an Amstrad 464 Plus computer to a TV via the Scart input. To do this you'll need my Amstrad Plus Scart lead. This is a different Scart lead for the CPC range of computers, so make sure if you're buying one that you do check the details on eBay to make sure you've got the right lead for the right computer. So this one's for the 464 Plus or the 6128 Plus computers. You'll also need an additional power supply to power the computer, which I'll go into in a minute. So the power supply details for this computer are here. I'll just run through those before we connect things up. The Amstrad 464 Plus and the 6128 Plus computers originally took their power from the Amstrad monitor, which was supplied with the computer. If you want to use a Scart lead to connect the computer to a TV instead of using the Amstrad monitor, you'll need to supply an additional power supply. I don't sell these power supplies, PSUs, as they're readily available and from many sources and easy to obtain. So the power supply requirements are a 5V DC at 2.4 amps or greater with a 2.5mm by 5.5mm DC power plug, and the tip is positive. Note it's a 2.5mm DC power plug and not 2.1mm, which is more standard. In the UK, I'd recommend this power supply from CPC. It's from ProElec. That's that one, you can see that. It's rated at 5V 3A with a 2.5mm DC power plug, and it's in the plug top style of power supply. ProElec are pretty good power supplies. They're not the best make, they're not the worst make, they're somewhere in between and provide a good quality power supply for a reasonable price, so I would recommend that one, unless you want to use your own, of course. Right, so let's connect everything up. I'll go back down here, take that off. Right, so let's make the connections on the computer end first. Just before I connect those, this Scart lead is a powered Scart lead. The design of this means basically that you plug the power supply into the input on the Scart lead, and then the power plug goes back into the computer to power it. The reason for this is all the Amstrad range of computers don't have a suitable signal on the video socket to reliably switch the TV into RGB mode, which is pin 16, the blanking signal. That needs a voltage of between 1 to 3 volts to reliably switch the TV into RGB mode. So basically the power for this is taken from the power supply, it's then fed to pin 16 of the Scart lead, and with a suitable resistor the voltage is then attenuated down, and then on most TVs it will reliably switch into RGB mode, which basically makes it a lot more compatible with a wider range of TVs, LCD, CRT and anything else basically with a Scart socket. Okay, so let's connect things up. So the connections we've got to the video socket on the back of the 6128 is there. So we plug that one into there. We then plug the power into the power input on the computer, which, don't forget, is a 2.5mm by 5.5mm. It's not the standard 2.1mm, which won't fit. Okay, so that's that from there. Then we've got the power input left, so we need to take the power supply, which I've just explained, and then we need to plug that into the power in. Okay, that's the Scart connections more or less done on that end. The other end of the Scart lead, the Scart plug, is connected to the Scart input on the TV. This one's already connected, so we don't need to do that one. So basically next we need to switch on the TV. I'll just pop that light out. So we need to switch on the TV and select the Scart input. It's already selected on this TV, it's the EXT, which is Scart. Next we need to switch on the computer, so I'll just power that on at the button on the side, and then as you can see we get a picture instantly. Make sure you select the right Scart input and press F2, and you should get a nice colour, clear picture, very stable, with vivid colours, and also stereo sound if you've got a TV with stereo. There are various things that could go wrong when you try and connect it, which some people may have problems with. So if you do get any problems, if you click the links below the video, which will show the Scart lead power supply, and there's also a link to this troubleshooting guide, which may help if you get any problems. Well, for most people it should be as simple as that. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you find this useful.